All right, and we are live with King's Wednesday night chats with dads. I am King Smith, and this is my channel and my stream where almost every Wednesday night I have a chat with a dad that's out there, and we chop it up and talk about all things life as a dad, things that are related to parenthood and being a father. I am on location at the house of the person who I'm going to be bringing on to tonight's episode. This is a guy that I met back in 2014. Oh, not 2014, 2010. I'm sorry. So I've known him for a little bit over a decade. And this is one of the most creative dudes that I know personally. I think he should be on everybody's trivia team. If there's a way to make something work and work more efficient and better, this guy will figure out a way how to do it. I'm pretty humbled enough to be able to call him a friend. He's been kind of a dad to my kid as well, and he is a brand new father of a 3-month-old baby girl. So, without further ado, I'm gonna keep the intro short and bring my main man Kyle on board.
Hey,
Bam!
hey,
It
thank you.
worked. What's
This is
up,
working
Kyle?
great. Thank you. Hey, I'm hanging out. I'm glad you're in town. It's really cool to see a familiar face back in town. You moved away a while back, and I've been missing you guys. So good to talk to you
Awesome.
on this too. This is pretty cool.
Hey man, first of all, like I said, thank you for opening up your home to me and my daughter, allowing us to stay in your house for the week. Because initially, with y'all having a brand new baby, I didn't want to seem like I was imposing on you guys as we were coming here primarily to see the kid. Bump you and your wife. We came here to see baby Charlie.
That's
So I
right.
just wanted to make sure that I told you thank you for hosting us, man, into y'all's home.
Hey, no problem. And I've been getting a lot of that lately. Yeah, we know you. We want to meet Charlie. So
All right, so let me ask you. First of all, nice backdrop, man. That backdrop
hey,
is
yeah.
fantastic. So you're a brand new dad, man. Brand new dad. 32 years old, right?
hmm
And so you and your wife, y'all have known each other for how long? Like, go back. How long have y'all known each other? Not how long were you married? How long have y'all known each other?
So I when I was a kid, I transferred from a suburb of Wichita, Derby, to Wichita, and started going to high school at Wichita Southeast. I would say within, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks of me going to Southeast, uh, kind of had my sights set on this girl with red hair,
Hmm.
and it was my sophomore year of high school, and her dad's van broke down. I skateboard. I was, the skater kid in high school, so I was skateboarding to school every day. Her dad's van broke down a couple of miles away from the school. She was walking to school, and serendipity, right? So we met then and have been together ever since. So that was in 2004, I want to say
Okay.
2004, because it would have been the 04-05 year of school. And yeah, she graduated a year early so that she could graduate with me, and moved in together. Didn't get married for a really long time because we wanted to make sure we got our college out of the way, our career started, and then it turned into 11 years dating. And then I was finally like, yeah, I think after owning a home together, we should probably get married. So,
Hey man, I've known y'all for a very long time, and to put traditional into y'all's life, I would say would be kind of far fetched. Y'all moved in together at a very, very young age, got a house together at a very, very young age, have since, gone on and done a lot of different things at a very young age. And then at the age of 32, boom, here's a baby. Was a baby always in the picture with you and your wife?
yes, at least one, and I think it's only going to be one. Not to say that our experience has been bad; it's been perfect. It's just kind of like we're planners, and the plan has been for one, and I think we're still content even after having little baby Charlie, that if we have a second, we'll adopt. So
Okay, adoption. That's a really that's a really big deal, a really good undertaking. I've known a lot of great people that have chosen to adopt and have brought in uh, a child into a really good home and have helped raise them. So if y'all decide to go that route into the future, man, I'm pretty sure that both of y'all are really capable people that'll do a really good job. I have no
Yeah.
doubt about that. Now, I'm 37 or about to be 37, a couple of years older than you. And what's interesting to me and why I even bring that up is when I met you guys, like y'all were babies, man. Y'all were babies. But it was so fun to be around both of y'all. My wife got introduced to your wife through roller derby, and
Yeah.
we all used to hang out, play games all the time. That's why I was looking forward to coming back here, was to play the games that we all used to play, man, back in the day. Let
Yep.
me ask you, from your standpoint, man, what was that like? Having this other couple, with the other couple being me and my ex-wife, be a little bit older than you guys and having a kid and having our kid around, man. How was that for y'all? And can be honest, be
Well,
real.
so first of all, I didn't realize that you were 30. You said almost 37.
I'm about to be 37, brother.
Hey, I mean, I knew you were older, but I didn't realize that it was 5 years, almost 5 years. So I mean, it felt like it. I mean, it felt like a fit. I think when you get like out of high school, give or take 5 years, doesn't feel too drastic. But
Yeah.
having the kid, um, that was fantastic for me. I know it was fantastic for Katie as well because we wanted kids. Like I said, we were planners, though. Like, not to say anybody else isn't, but like we're a little OCD when it comes to plans, and so we wanted to make sure that we had all the little boxes checked before we even started thinking kids. We just knew that was down the road. So having a kid in the house was was great. I remember Castle now is in the house, and she's almost an adult, and she was just a little tiny kid when she was living with us, and we reminisced just yesterday looking at all those videos of her only 2.5 3 feet tall running around, and that was great. So I think it was like a little sample of what it would be like to have a kid living in the house, and we liked it. So you guys were
Okay.
a lot of fun, and you guys were babies too. So even though you were older, I have videos of us playing like those dance games, the Connect dance games and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
having doing cinnamon challenge, like all the dumb young stuff. Like I've got those videos.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. I go back and look at them from time to time because it was people just getting together and having a good time, man. And I always think that that's important.
Yep,
So,
yep.
all right. So y'all get along. You're getting approaching your 30s. You're planners, and you decide to finally ask your wife to get married. Now,
Mhm.
I've recently just heard the story about that decision. Share a little bit about that story with us on, how you asked your wife to get married, starting with the fumble and then leading to the actual thing.
So I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't admit this when I heard the story, but I didn't know about what you may be calling the fumble until recently.
Mm.
So I'm assuming that by the fumble you mean we had planned an extravagant vacation up to the Northeast U.S. to see you too. We
Mhm.
stopped by, saw you guys when you guys were living outside of D.C. We went to New York City. We went to Baltimore. We went to Philly. We went to everywhere, all up there. And there were several times where I took her out to like I guess the nicest dinner we've ever been to. She expected me to propose, didn't propose. We went walking on the Brooklyn Bridge at night, expected me to propose. I didn't. I wasn't even thinking propose. She was thinking this was it. Went to the beach on Coney Island. It was beautiful. I told her to dress up, I guess. So I was thinking good pictures, and she was thinking proposal. And yeah, it didn't cross my mind. I was just, in that point in life, I was like, we're going to be together forever. This is vacation. My mom was on vacation. I wasn't even thinking this is a perfect opportunity. Um, and then, yeah, she never said anything to me about it. And I think it was like maybe 5 months later or so that I had proposed to her. So proposed to her at her favorite spot in Wichita, which is the lion exhibit at the zoo. Got a
Shout
little
out to the
placard.
Wichita Zoo. I've been there. It's a really good
Yeah,
spot.
it is good. We're actually kind of zoo snobs. We found out we've been to several zoos around the world, and Central County's underrated for sure.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I had the whole family show up, and the way the exhibit is, they can be on one side looking through glass, and we can't really see them, so it's a secret. And I proposed, and they came running around and everything. Totally not expected by Katie, because I had told her several times I'd never propose on her birthday, and we were going to the zoo. It was the right time; everybody could make it, So I get her to the zoo, and I needed to get her to the lion exhibit at that time. While everybody's waiting there, the photographer's there, everything's set up. She will not go. Absolutely will not go. And if you've met my wife, she is stubborn sometimes, especially on her birthday when she's wanting to do what she wants to do. And so we made up all sorts of lies to try and get her to the lion exhibit. I can't remember which one it was. Like, they're feeding the lions. Did you see that sign? Or I heard somebody just say they're feeding the lions right now. Got to run over there. So, yeah, uh, it was cool. I mean, it was like one of those things where we 100% knew we were going to get married. I still felt sick to my stomach the day I proposed, walking into
Mm.
that zoo. So, you know, that was our story.
Okay, there's a question in the comments, and I think if I'm interpreting it right, you said that you had mentioned a few cities that you did when you guys had traveled, and he said he's heard nothing good about them except for their food. And how did you like it? I guess how'd you guys like your East Coast experience? I think is what the person in the chat's asking.
Yeah. Okay. The food is delicious. Like, Northeast, everywhere was good. And there's so many like famous spots or locally famous spots. You should never eat. Yeah, you never eat anywhere. Baltimore, we went in March, and I think we went for just St. Patrick's Day, and we went to some Irish pub that looked awesome, and it was really good food, really good atmosphere. So we were in and out of Baltimore. Philly, got to get a Philly cheesesteak. I absolutely loved the food cart Phillies. But you're asking about things to do. They were busy, especially being from Kansas. I born and raised in Wichita area. I really thought it was fun to go on like the public transit, subways, buses, trains. So if that's not fun to you because that's your everyday, then those are the kinds of things that were impressing me. It's not like I'm sheltered. I'm well traveled. It's just that those places were bustling, and I didn't see myself living there. I could possibly live in New York, um, just because you wouldn't have to drive.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That New York lifestyle, it's not for
It's
me.
it's
I
too
like
busy for
visiting.
me. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, I
Oh,
could.
I know who the goddamn bacon is. Hey, thanks for joining and thanks for the question. I appreciate that. The kid took me, I was like, who's the goddamn bacon? But now I know. Um,
Nice
so
name
okay.
too. Is that like good bacon or bad bacon? I think
uh
that's like really good bacon.
hey, you get to where we get to 2020, right? You've been married, y'all guys have done your planning, and if you say that you're planners, let me ask you: did you guys just like, all right, hey, you know what? Coming off the birth control, if you guys was on it, we've got this cycle to go. Let's start smashing. Was that how that conversation went down?
It was you're onto something. It was extremely precise. So we hit the tail end of our window. So yes, we are planners. Not usually when it comes to the bedroom stuff. I mean, just when we were having a kid, we definitely were like on off when we needed to be. But we're both teachers, so if you hit right after spring break with her maternity leave, and I don't take off very much, so I had enough sick days so I could take a paternity leave. We can get the rest of the school year off, and so have a big extended summer and not have to go back. So yes, we planned it around our work schedule, and yeah, we didn't have to go back. I went back voluntarily. I didn't have to, but my subs were not consistent. She got a long-term sub because it's maternity leave. You can get that. Mine were different every day. Long story short, it was easier for me to come back than to retrain somebody how to use a computer every day. So yeah, that was how it
Like
went
I
down.
like I said to y'all, man, this is the most unassuming smart dude that I know personally. I'm not just saying that. I mean, I'm putting this out there. I know plenty of friends and family members and people, and I think you're the smartest dude I know personally.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. You need to meet some more people, man. No.
Hey, possibly, man. I might need to get some more intelligent folks around my circle. Y'all had a kid after COVID. What
Oh
was
yeah.
that like for you guys as your wife Katie found out that she was pregnant? And how did you guys deal with the hospital visits and checkups and things during COVID?
So that was really tough, and my heart goes out to every single parent who had their birth or had any complications or any kind of things before us, because yes, we were pregnant during COVID. My wife even got COVID while she was pregnant. That was kind of scary. I got COVID
Yeah,
before she was pregnant. Um, and so I was fully vaccinated throughout the pregnancy. She was urged to get the vaccine during her pregnancy. She ended up getting one of the two shots, and then the second shot was after she gave birth. Yeah, it's just so scary. Like, I mean, the vaccinate, like, we trust the vaccine, we trust the science behind it. This one's a little unique um, in the sense that it was, everybody's putting things out there. We knew what we believed. We're pro vaccination. But when it's not your life on the line and it's a little baby's life on the line, it's weird. It's like jumping off the cliff with somebody else, like I know I'm going to be safe, but I don't know. It just was an extra added thing. That was our first hurdle as a parent. Is this the right thing to do because she's pregnant? It's like, I don't know how many tests have been on pregnant women. The appointments, thankfully, I wasn't allowed to go to any appointments with her except for sonograms.
oh, no way.
So yeah, so I at least got to go to the sonograms, which were really cool, really fun. She ended up getting several rounds of sonograms because she's diabetic, so they had to do a bunch at the end. So it felt like I didn't miss anything throughout the pregnancy. And then the birth, we could only have, I think it was two people total in the room, and I counted as one as far as guests. So we had to cycle people in and out. So that was really weird. It wasn't this big, celebration. It was this really, intimate moment between me and my wife and our new baby. And then the next day, we had people kind of slowly have shifts and told the same stories over and over to new people. But it was fun for us. It was, if any, I mean, everybody here is probably a dad or a parent or knows one, and you're tired when you first have a kid. Like the hospital visits, training, the staying up the couple of days before, especially because ours was a planned visit. Like so to have people coming in all the time, and you want the baby to meet grandpa and grandma and friends and best friends and everybody. It was like there was no time for sleep.
I also have to think as well too, because me and you, I believe we're pretty similar in this. You're the mother of your child has just came out of a pretty stressful event, right? And you're thinking you want to make things as much as stress free as you can. I know with the mother of my daughter, when Kelsa was born, she was so extremely happy. Couldn't wait to see her, and I mean, having that experience with her kid, you could see that change. But I also knew she was doggone tired,
Mhm.
So I tried to make sure that I did everything that I could to, help out as best as I can, but trying to keep her happy, as well as managing outside people. Man, I bet that was a lot. Had to be, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it is. Yeah, and the one at a time kind of continued for the house too. Everybody was kind of cautious to be around other people, so there's a lot of people. I mean, it was like a month long, 2 months long. Um, we're at what 11 weeks today, so yeah, it was about a month and a half, 2 months where we were introducing her to new people because it's been dying down as far as the fear about being around other people and the fear of giving COVID to the baby. And yeah, yeah, on paper
Yeah.
it's tremendously scary, but then when you're around people it's different. It's kind of like I want to show the baby to everybody. Doctors say it's totally fine as long as the person's not showing symptoms. It's like it's one of those things that you can believe whatever you're going to believe, you're still going to have fear either way. So
I was hoping, man, that everything worked out, because as I was planning this, I was primarily planning it with your wife, Katie. And one of the things that I wanted to account for was, all right, I know we had talked about coming to visit, when your kid was born sometime during the summer.
mhm.
But what if, now that you're a parent, right? Your kid's there. I didn't know how she was going to feel about me and my daughter traveling cross states to come and visit. Now we're vaccinated, but I also accounted for, hey, if she changes her mind, or if you change your mind because, hey, man, these guys are coming from out of state and we just want to keep things safe. I wouldn't have felt any type of way about it. I might have gone to Hawaii instead, but
Yeah, yeah.
but
Yeah.
that was one of those things that I wanted to, make sure that I account for, because you have all these ideas about what it means to be a parent, all these things that you want to do, while your wife or your significant other is pregnant, but then once the kid is there in your face and it's your first time and you're managing COVID and stress and work obligations and family obligations, man, it can kind of, make you think about things different and kind of how you want to, actually manage things. But I'm glad that y'all still said, hey man, y'all can still come.
Mhm.
Just if the one caveat is, hey, if you're sick or if you feel anything, say something. Which we
Yeah.
definitely would have been like, hey man, I got the sniffles. I ain't gonna be able to make it, bro, because
Hey,
I
you're
definitely
one of those
didn't
friends that
bring
will tell
anything
you.
by. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know that. We've been roommates before. Like, yeah, if there's anything, you are not gonna keep that to yourself. You're gonna you're gonna tell me what's up as soon as you and you would even be like, "Hey."
Uh-oh. Uh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to play some music or something. I lost your signal a bit, Kyle. Until he comes back, let's see. What can I do? What can I talk about real quick? What I think he was gonna say was that he was gonna talk about how I overshare. And with them too, so I trust them, right? So I'll say whatever it is that I need to say to make that work. All right, I think he's back on. Let's see if I can bring him back on. All right. I lost the signal, but he's here. And I don't know if he can hear me. I'm upstairs, he's downstairs. Kyle, if you can hear me, you're good to come back online. I see. While he's doing that, oh, all right. I think I heard. Hey, all right. Hey,
I don't know what happened.
now, sorry about that. Your signal or something kind of cut out.
They're working on our
But
internet, so
yeah, we're back. We're working. I tried to, do a little song and dance for a bit until you came back
yeah,
online.
I can still hear you for a minute. So I did hear you say something about music. Uh,
Yeah.
so I was gonna say you tell it how it is, but I also wanted to say to mention you said something about the stress level. Um, it was like I didn't expect it. I didn't even notice. maybe the full effects of the stress, or even notice that I was stressed throughout the pregnancy. There were a lot of things like we were planning a natural birth. Uh, my wife didn't take the medicine correct. Like the baby's heart rate started to drop, so they couldn't do I think it's called Pitocin. So they switched to a C-section, and we were like, oh, that's the worst. Like we did everything we possibly could to try and avoid the C-section. So COVID and C-section and not having guests and all this stuff and having a newborn, no sleep. I guess it did get to me because 2 weeks after she was born, I was having chest pains for about a week, and I went in. They said I had a heart attack.
Okay.
The doctor sat me down and he had the talk with me. My local doctor, he said, we've read your EKG results. You've had I think he said an anterior infarct, and he's like, funny word. That's a heart attack, and I was like, what? No, I'm fine. I'm a little overweight. I don't have any cholesterol issues. I'm athletic. I play sports. Like I play ice hockey. I play ultimate frisbee. I hike all the time. I've never had any heart problems, but I was having chest pains, and the doctor was telling me his goal was to make sure that I made it to age 60. That's what he told me. And I'm like, wow, okay, this is a game changer. He gets on his cell phone, texts a cardiologist that he knows at the heart hospital here. And he says, I don't know if they're going to have you come in tonight or if they're going to have you come in tomorrow. And I'm thinking, like, if I just had a heart attack, like, don't I need to go to, like, the hospital right now? Like, it was confusing.
I bet.
He's telling me I'm probably going to die early and I'm going to have all these problems. I get called in. I'm a teacher, so I told him, hey, there might be a chance I'm going to be called away from work today. Sure enough, barely get to work. They call me in, do all these tests. They said my heart was one of the healthiest they'd ever seen come through the building. They were even pointing out things on, like, they did like a sonogram and 2 rounds of x-rays, a stress test, blood. Like, they did everything they could possibly do to test for it. Everything came out A+. Then the doctor said, has there been any stressful events in your life in the last 2 weeks? And I said, matter of fact, I just had my firstborn 2 weeks ago today. And he goes, that's it. So I didn't realize that you could be under that much stress. But yeah, it was even physically manifesting itself. It was a blast. I mean, it wasn't like it was a nightmare or anything. It just was a lot. So even us planners, we had everything. I mean, we have the nursery. I painted the nursery with her name on it, Lion King theme. We had all the clothes ready. Her whole closet was ready. I mean, we had the car seat in the car. We had read all the books. Still, man, it got to me.
Yeah, and see, I'm glad that you shared that because maybe somebody else that will check this out, they'll be thinking about stuff. And sometimes you don't really think about that stress because you want to put on a big face and a strong face and show that, I've got this. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely don't want, because us dads, we don't really, the moms do all of the work.
Yeah.
We were there at the start of the party, but outside of that, they're doing the rest of the party happenings, up until the kid comes out.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but for me, man, I felt useless.
Yeah.
For the longest time because I'm like, isn't there more that I could be doing? There's just not,
I mean, you grab a drink every once in a while and make the gesture, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So Charlotte, how did you guys come up with that name? Oh, actually, let me back it up first of all.
Okay.
Before y'all found out the sex, did you want a boy or did you want a girl? Be honest.
So verbally, I had always said that I wanted a boy. Katie absolutely wanted a boy. She was dead set. Like, this is going to be a boy. We don't have to worry about it being a girl. And then we had a girl. at the gender reveal, we did we just had like a small get together at an outdoor place. And then we like voted, I'm pretty sure. Like I think there were two buckets, and we put our name folded in whichever bucket, pink or blue. I was one of two people out of maybe 10 that put my name in the pink bucket. So I don't know what it was. I was like, whenever I would dream about the baby, it was always a girl. And whenever I'd think about it, I'd always say, well, when she's born, and I would like, why am I thinking girl? So I don't know. I just got lucky with the guess or something. But I just somehow knew it was a girl. So I'm happy with the girl. I think that it doesn't change much because I wanted my kid to play ice hockey.
Hmm.
There's plenty of girls that play ice hockey.
Absolutely.
It's a big arena for ice hockey. If it was like football or something, that would suck. I don't think there's any opportunities for females in football really, unless they're wearing a bikini or something. So, she can go to college for hockey. Um, you know, roller derby. My wife's really big into roller derby. That's how our wives met. That's how we met through our wives. That's going to be a good sport for her, a big tough sport for her. So, I mean, it doesn't change much as far as what our plans are. So,
Okay. All right. Hey, speaking of plans, man, so y'all are both in college, in class, blah blah blah. Let me get my words together. Y'all are both working,
mhm.
and you have a young kid. What's the plan for when it's time for both of y'all to get back to work, and how do you foresee that transition happening for both of y'all?
So COVID strikes again. So our plan. Well, first of all, let me start with the fact that we did plan it just right to where we haven't been back to work. I went back for like the last week or two. That was pretty easy, because the baby was several weeks old at that point. Just to finish up finals with my kids, and then I had started the summer, so she was off the whole time. She hasn't been back to work yet.
Hmm.
August is approaching quickly, and we will both have to go back to work. The plan is to go. There's an in school daycare. Our school is large enough with enough staff that they provide. The local YMCA provides daycare, um,
Whoa,
and
that's
yeah,
cool.
so she'll be at work with me. Well, I said COVID strikes again though. Last year they shut down the infant uh, classroom or wherever the daycare because they didn't have enough staff. They didn't have enough signed up. I think they were still going to do it. It's just that COVID kind of threw a wrench in everything, and everybody was probably home from work, and they didn't have enough people sign up. So I know that there are two signed up for the daycare right now, and I think the minimum is three or four.
Okay.
So if we're just waiting. Actually, we talked about that earlier today. We're going to see if a third signed up, and if not, I don't know. We're going to
Oh
have to
man.
scramble. There is another YMCA that offers services at a different high school in town that's really close to the middle school that my wife is going to. That's probably where we're going to go.
Okay. There's somebody that's checking out on Facebook, which it doesn't show on the stream here because it's my personal page that this is streaming to. But she's a teacher as well, and she made the
Very
comment.
cool.
She said, "Wow, in school daycare. That's awesome."
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
because
cool.
hey, I had never heard of that, man. So that's
Yeah.
dope.
And
All right.
it's also over, the supervision, the management is all done by the YMCA. And so, if you're a teacher, how spread thin everyone is. So I would hate for, like even just the uh, fax teacher or something to be the manager would be too much for that teacher to run class, be away, and come in and make sure they're not doing something wrong. So it's a really good setup. You might check to see with your local Y if they'd ever take over one of the classrooms and turn it into a daycare.
Or if somebody's checking this out and they want to overtake a project to try to
Yeah,
pitch to their board of education or whoever needs to make that decision, I mean, It's possible. Places
Yeah,
are doing it.
yeah. I mean, people sign up, and their prices are a little more expensive than other places. But I mean, I don't have to go somewhere else in the morning and drop my kid off and worry about picking them up. I'm a coach as well. They stay there till 5, so that's when practice ends. Um, I can go see her on lunch. I mean, I'll pay the extra.
Okay. Okay. Hey man, I can name and count how many times on both my hands that I've changed my own kid's poopy diaper. What are you guys'
I'm out of hands.
household expectations of, diaper changing, baby feeding? Is that something that y'all kind of work out on the schedule as well, or is it more go with the flow?
So you know us, we're deal makers. There's always it's almost always that chores are transactional in some way. You do the dishes, I'll clean the living room, whatever it may be. Mine is we're both pursuing an education degree, and she is farther along. She's pursuing her doctorate. I'm still pursuing my master's. She knows a lot about what I'm doing in school. She's even a professor of what I'm doing in school. So that's another. She's crazy. She does everything. So she's teaching the material that I'm going to school for right now. So I get a little bit of help with my homework, and I change all the poopy diapers, every
All
single
of
one of
them.
them.
Every single one of them.
I stay up at night. I feed the baby at the 1 o'clock and the 6 o'clock. We got lucky enough to have a baby that's on a schedule already. She's been on a schedule for about a month now. She eats at 1, wakes up at 6. Sometimes she'll sleep in until 7, and that's pretty easy as far as that schedule goes. So, but yeah, all the dirty diapers go to me, and in turn, I'm just typing up my papers. What should I say? Okay, yeah, that sounds good. What should I research? Okay, I'll go look that up, and it expedites my homework quite a bit. So,
Okay. All right. All of them. You've probably changed more in 1 week than I did the entire time my daughter was in
oh
diapers.
man, it's unbelievable. You need to thank whoever's changing your little one's diapers because there's a lot. Uh, Diapers don't bother me though. So in my education career, I have been a low incidence special education teacher. So I've changed adults' diapers.
Mhm.
Those kids stay in school until they're 21 or 22. They can enroll, I think, as 22-year-olds and turn 23 in school. So those kids are wonderful and great to be around, and so rewarding to teach those classes too. But the downside is you have to change diapers, and those are a lot worse than a little baby diaper. So bring it on, Charlie. I got it.
All right. Hey, if she's anything like her mother, she hears that it's going to be challenge accepted.
Right, right. Yeah,
Or you too, man. Both of
she's tried.
y'all are extremely competitive. We had a game last night, and the game
Yeah,
ended pretty non-standard. It's this game called Munchkin. It was one of the things we used to always do when I lived here in Wichita. And let me tell you, Munchkin can make friends turn enemies, or
yeah,
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 friends into enemies really, really quickly.
yeah,
And your wife, Katie, thought that I was mad yesterday after our Munchkin incident. Now, there was no way that I was going to win. So I started to play
yeah.
let's play sabotage, if you will.
You literally turned
And
into a character that their power is to backstab people and
I
to
started
steal their items.
backstabbing and stealing everybody. And I put it in my head. I said, I'm not going to win, but Kyle's not going to win.
Yeah, yeah,
Because there was a chance that it looked like two of the other people could win, and it was our friend Jenny and Ron. Like y'all have known them for a very long time, and
hmm
I got introduced to them through y'all,
hmm
and you and Katie and me, and Munchkin was one of the main reasons why I wanted to come here was to see y'all. Don't get me wrong, and to also meet
But
Charlie.
yeah,
But
to relive those Munchkin days.
Munchkin moments had to be had. And your wife thought that I was mad last night. I was like, nope, not mad, just tired. Ended up doing a lot yesterday, had some
Yeah,
stuff to drink. And the Munchkin game, after it was done, I just wanted to see a bed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We both kind of. I remember you went to bed and we are like, I don't know if he's tired or if he's mad, but it's Munchkin. It's possible. People part from that game upset at each other. It takes a couple days to cool off sometimes from that game. It can be that
Absolutely.
cutthroat. And
Yes.
if you haven't played that game, I think you said something last night that stuck with me about that game. You said all is fair in love and Munchkin, and
Hmm.
that succinctly describes that game. It is war.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um,
I
let me
think
ask
hang
you.
on, hang on. I wanna tell everybody what happened real
Sure.
quick. You don't have to
Go
know the
ahead.
game. So King was ready to play a card, so much so that he had lifted it up and was about to like slam it down as soon as the next player drew the card that potentially would win the game. When he went like this, it slid out of his hand and it floated under the table to my side, and he couldn't reach it quickly enough to win the. He asked me for help. I said no, and I then played my card because I was going to get beat by him, so I could put mine in first, and then I handed him his card back, and that's why we thought you were mad.
And here's the thing. I I have a face, and really necessarily hide my emotions. And while I wasn't mad, I was like, you know
Yeah,
what? It's this is
that's when you said
Munchkin.
that. That's when you said all is fair in love and Munchkin.
Munchkin allows you to. It's a game that creates moments where you can try to get logic or get people on your side, but within certain bounds and certain rules, if you will. And I was like, technically, I did not play the card, nor did I announce that I was going to put the card down. Card didn't hit the table, so I don't have a leg to stand on. That was a
Hey,
lesson learned by me. You
you're
can get me
telegraphing a
once.
pass in hockey, then
Uh
I'm
huh.
gonna I'm gonna go to that area of the ice. I'm gonna
Yep.
steal it.
You can get me once, and it's so funny thinking about all the different times in the past, and I think that this is like kind of applies to life in general. Like you see something, you should learn from it. And in past Munchkin games, you've always found something that I'm like, didn't think about that one, but I'm not gonna let him get me on that the next time. And that one was a new one, man. That one was the first, I think in all of the games that we've played where it kind of happened that way. And I'm just like, you know what? He got this one. I ain't gonna trip.
Well, I'm glad I could do it one more time.
All right. Hey, man, we are coming up at the top of the hour. And one of the things that I like to introduce, so this is pretty new for me, is I'm going to ask you a couple of different questions and either answer it in one word only or in like a very succinct one, like short
Phrase.
sentence, if you
Okay.
will. Yeah, a short
I'm
phrase.
terrible with these. I'm too
Yeah.
analytical, man. I got to think about my answer, and if it's only one choice, I got to make it perfect. Okay, I'll try and do this quickly.
All right. All right. What do you think about when you think about your daughter's future?
Choice is the word that's coming to mind, as in her choice.
Okay. What to date has been your proudest moment as a father?
Um, I think having everything ready when she was born.
Okay. What has been the most scariest moment for you to date?
Probably the drive home.
Okay. If you want your daughter to know one thing about you as of right now, what would you want that one thing to be?
Well, I mean, the cheesy answer is like that I love her, and so I'd want to make sure that she knew that if for some reason I was and gone. But yeah, I think that's. I mean, right now that's that I was here and I was ready to be a father.
Okay. All right, man. Those were the ones that I had prepped for you. Kyle, thanks for joining, doing this. You're downstairs, I'm upstairs. I
Yeah,
didn't have my proper equipment, but y'all were gracious enough to loan me your stuff to make this happen. I know that we're going to play some more games tonight.
Yep.
There was some talk about s'mores outside,
Yep.
shooting up the fire and getting some chocolate and marshmallows and graham crackers together. We've got 2 more nights here, tonight and tomorrow, and then we're headed back east. So I'm going to publicly say thank you for coming on to my chats with dads. I appreciate you taking the time to do this, time
Hmm.
that's not downstairs changing diapers.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
and yeah, man. Oh, nope. Actually, that's it. My bad. False ending. Hang on. I'm going to close out the show, and then I'll see you in a bit.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right. So that was Kyle. Kyle is awesome. Kyle is the guy that when I was thinking about the title of the show and I named it, yeah, I can probably do that. That's not bragging. That's not bragging. The man can figure out a way to make something work like MacGyver with the minimalist of things, or if he doesn't know how to do it, he'll engineer it in his head and then make it work. And it's like, how did you just learn how to build a rocket without ever knowing how to build a rocket? So I would like to thank everybody that tuned in, the people who also asked questions as well. I will be back on next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully, my laptop works and I don't have to buy another one because that would suck. If anybody wants to donate to your boy for that, holla at me. And I appreciate you for tuning in. Until next time, peace.